Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? This is the third time of me starting the vlog because every time I took my hand off the camera went, so I had to keep on starting it over so that I could get the camera set straight. So this is my third time starting the vlog. That doesn't happen very often that I have to do that. So let's just hope that the treadmill, which we're now referring to the tripod as the treadmill because I said that the other day in a video. Let's hope that the treadmill doesn't go sideways or fall or anything in this video. Let's just hope. I'm so bad wanting to pull this back. I'm wanting to pull the treadmill back. But if I pull the treadmill back, then I'm afraid that the camera will go, So, but I feel like I need to anyway. So let's just hope and pray. Hoping and praying. Okay, there we go. So I just got done with the book club about, let's see what time it is. Actually, we'll do a time and temperature check. It is currently 5:27 p.m. and we ended it at about 5 after 5. So been done for about 22 minutes now with the book club. And yes, I did get both books done for the book club. I was quite surprised. Oh, temperature check. I need to do a temperature check too. The temperature is, it's very nice outside today. It's very warm. The temperature is, watch I say that and I'll say it's like 73 or something. Oh, no, it's 82 and mostly cloudy. So, I did finish both of the books. We'll just get right into my misery. Should we get into the misery of my life today? I have several complaints today. Well, not complaints. So, first of all, I have the coffee from Cafe Pas de Choux, which is French vanilla. And then I have some iced coffee in my little Tervis cup right here. I have to show you the flour because I'm so proud of the flour. So I'm going to add this to this, even though this coffee is still a little warm. I can't believe it's warm. It's like two and a half hours old because I got it at like 3 o'clock when we left Cafe Pas de Choux. Now it's almost 5:30. So but add those two coffees together and then I have a full iced coffee. Cheers. The misery of my life. Okay, so I had a Friday night after I finished the Lori Vallow book and I walked 2 hours. So, okay, Thursday night I walked an hour and 31 minutes. Friday night I walked 2 hours and 11 minutes. And then I listened to a little bit more of my audiobook. Well, I finished the Lori Vallow book and I started the John Douglas book, which was called When a Killer Calls. And I listened to like a half an hour of that book. So when I started to take my walk last night, I think it was like 2 hours and I can't remember how long it was that I had to finish the book. I had like 2 hours and 50 minutes or something. I don't know. But anyway, so last night I walked and I started walking. I think it was like 6 somethings. It was right after 6 that I started. I think it was, because I kept on looking at I knew exactly how much time, like when I started to walk. I think it was 6:08 that I started to walk. The reason I know that is because I kept on like referring back to see what time it was and stuff like that. So when I walk, I might even still have it on here. When I walk, I set the timer. Oh, hold on a second. I set the timer on the clock when I walk. So I set that. And like right as I step off the step, I hit start. So I time all of my walks. And last night I walked, are you guys ready for this? I walked for 2 hours and 37 minutes. I couldn't even believe it. And I could have kept on walking because I wanted to finish my book. I had like 20-25 minutes left of the book when I got back. But my legs were so tired. I was so tired at that point. And my legs were really, like they were chafing against each other. And about halfway through my walk last night, my thighs started rubbing together. So this is my misery of the day. So I did finish the book last night. I came back and put up my vlog and then changed into some like sandals and stuff, and I sat out here and I drank some water and I listened to the rest of the book. Alex last night, he is binge watching all of the X-Men movies. He kind of like mentioned it jokingly yesterday, but apparently he watched like 5 movies yesterday. Between like Friday and Saturday, he's watched like 5 or 6 movies, and he's trying to make it through all 11 movies. And then our friend at brunch today, that was our server, she wasn't our server, but she's one of the servers there. She was telling Alex, because he was telling her about that, and she's like, have you watched the Deadpool movies? And he's like, I've never been able to get into those, but I'm going to watch those next. And he's also very, very excited because the finale of Love Island is on tonight. I'm trying to get him to watch Big Brother, but he has no desire whatsoever, and Big Brother is on tonight, too. So last night, about halfway through my walk, I mean, it was crazy how far I walked. So I keep on walking almost to Alex's friend Sarah's house. And I walked all the way down there, and that's a completely different neighborhood. And so I walked all the streets in between there. And then so first I usually walk this way and go to the pool, and I walked that way instead and walked around the neighborhood, and I came back down, and then I walked around the pool. Then I walked down this little small street. Then I walked all the way down. So I just walk in and out of the street. So at first I walked like 20 minutes just in our neighborhood. And then I walked out to the outside neighborhood, and then I go like up a street, down a street, like back and forth and all this kind of stuff. Because I try to like, the streets in the neighborhood are like, they're not on a steep hill, but they're a little bit hilly. And so to try to get some muscle action going in my legs, I try to like, go up the incline too, and not just all be just like walking on flat surfaces. So I did that. Well, about halfway through my walk, it was like at the point where I turned around, like I almost like reached Sarah's house, and then I turned around. I was going to stop and say hi to her and stuff like that, but I was like wanting to keep on walking and whatever. And I knew that I would stop there for like an hour and talk to her and whatever if she was home. And so I like turned around right before I got to her house. And it was like right when I turned around that I was like, oh my God, my thighs are like rubbing against each other. And I have to be honest with you, in that moment, like I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but it like really was like sore. Like it was burning. My thighs were burning. And I was like really upset about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so heavy that my thighs are rubbing together. Like I was like, I know that I need to lose weight and all this kind of stuff. And I'm really struggling. Like, again, I woke up today and I think I was down like 2 points, like not 2 pounds, 2 points. And this is like 3 days in a row that I've been walking. I've been eating healthy. I haven't been like eating like, I don't know what's going on. I'm drinking a ton of water. So that might be it. So many people, I just want to say, your comments helped me so much when you said that you started working out and your weight like went up, and somebody said that they lost it like the next time they weighed themselves and whatever. So I'm just going to keep on going and doing what I know how to do. I can't walk today because my thighs are so sore. I think it was because I kept on going that I didn't realize how bad it was until I stopped. And when I came home last night, it was really, really bad. And I mean, it was so bad. And, I sat out here and I finished the book, and then I thought Alex was gonna like want to watch one of his movies or something last night, but he came downstairs and heated up some stuff. And so, we watched RuPaul's Drag Race last night and RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked. And while I was sitting there, it was literally like my thighs were just like, whew, it was like in between my thighs. They hurt so bad. So I said something to Alex. I was like, I am like in so much pain. I ended up taking a nap because I was like, I have to like lay down. And I like spread my legs, and like that fan was just, I was like burning up. Like it was, my thighs were burning. Well, then like I like, at one point like I reached down like to my upper thigh and I looked, and they were like bleeding. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And I looked, and they were, I mean, you guys, they were chafed red. Like, I mean, it was so bad. And then I'm like so hard on myself because I'm like, you're so heavy that your thighs are like rubbing together and stuff like that. And I said something, I was saying something to Alex when we were watching the show, and he's like, babe, you need to get some compression shorts, like for when you walk so that your thighs don't rub together. He's like, that's real normal for people that run and walk. And I was like, no, it's not. I was like, I'm so heavy and whatever. Well, when I Google searched it to find like the best kind of compression shorts and whatever, because I was like, okay, he's right, I got to do something. What I realized, there's all these articles about, I mean, super thin people, like, chafe their thighs, and people that are, like, avid runners and avid walkers. It's a pretty common thing. I didn't know that, right? So I'm, like, in my head beating myself up about my weight last night, and even though I'm, like, walking, I mean, 2 hours and 37 minutes is a lot. Like, I mean, that's a long walk, and I'm walking fast the whole time, like this, the whole time. And so when I read the articles, and it was like recommending, like, because I read like, Google search like what to do if your legs are rubbing together and chafing and whatever. And it was like, this is like, all these articles were like, this is really common for like avid runners and avid walkers that run long distances or walk long distances and stuff. So then I felt a little bit better. So a lot of the articles were saying, like, put petroleum jelly between your thighs. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Or, like, Tiger Balm, I knew, and stuff like that. But I was like, Vaseline. I'm not putting Vaseline between my thighs when I walk. Like, that's a whole mess of trouble we're not even dealing with. So last night, and I'll show these on a haul on my Peter Does Stuff channel when I get them. So I think what I'm going to use, because they're supposed to come tomorrow, but if they don't come tomorrow, because I can't walk today, like I have to let them heal a little bit. I really want to walk tonight and listen to them, because I'm listening to the Misfortune book now, because I finished that book last night. So I really want to walk tonight and listen to the Misfortune book, but I think I have to give my thighs a break. But actually, the swimsuits that I bought from Birdwell, those corduroy shorts that I like, the swimsuits that I bought a black one and a navy blue one. They come with like compression shorts inside of them. And when I saw them, I was like, I don't like these, but I could use those to walk in. So I bought shorts like that. I bought like 3 pairs. They're running shorts. They come up like, they look like running shorts, but then underneath them, they have like compression shorts that come like built into them. So I bought 3 pairs of those in different colors. I bought like a navy. I think I bought like a green, like an olive green, and then I just bought like 3 different colors. The ones that were like the cheapest, they were like some of them went up to like $34.95. I bought the ones that were like $19.95 or $18.95. And then I bought a pack of 5. It was like the best sellers on Amazon. And they're like navy blue, black, and gray. There's like a pack of 5 different colors of compression shorts that I can put underneath like sweat shorts if I want to walk in those. So hopefully those will help. I guess this is a pretty common thing. I don't know, because I'm walking like long distances. You know, Alex was like, maybe not walk so long when you walk. And I'm like, but when I get into it, like I just get so in the mode. Like I'm either, you know, like with the walking, it feels like, I start walking and I'm like in this book and then I don't want to stop. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do one more street. And then I walk down the street and whatever. So, I don't know, like I'm really happy that I'm back into the walking. But, yeah, like I was frustrated with that last night. So, but I, you know, got a solution. So, that was last night. So, I did the walk. I felt, this is the thing. Like when I come back from walking, I feel fantastic. Like I'm so calm. Like the endorphins are kicking in, you know, I feel really, really good after I'm done walking, and I just feel so calm and, you know, drinking a lot of water, and just, I feel very relaxed. So, I took a nap after we watched RuPaul's Drag Race. Alex ended up watching, he came upstairs to the bedroom, and he watched another X-Men movie with his AirPods in, and I slept with, I had like my arm over Boo Radley. He was being so sweet last night. I mean, he's always sweet, but he was like really, really sweet last night. So, when Alex was watching that movie, I like laid down for like an hour and a half, and then I got up, and I read a little bit more of the North Ranger book about this kid and his stepdad that go to work on this ranch. It's okay. It's a graphic novel. I don't love it. I wouldn't say it's like one of the best graphic novels that I've read. There's like a spooky element to it. So there's like ghosts and stuff like that. It's okay. It's not bad. I'm like halfway through it. Maybe a third through it. I'll probably finish it the next day or 2. I'm trying to finish these books because I'm currently at 27. Where am I at on Goodreads? I'm currently at 27 out of 100 books with When a Killer Calls and The Walking Dead. So yeah, I want to finish this North Ranger book, and I want to finish the Fangirl graphic novel. And then last night, I haven't even listened to one bit of it yet, but I started Swamp Spies. I started Swamp Spies by Jana DeLeon, which is, I don't know which book it is. Hold on a second. Does it say on here? Title details. Let's see what book it is. I think it's like book 27 or 26. 26. It's book 26 in the Misfortune series. And then I actually bought the next one that comes out on the 23rd. It's called something in beignets. So when I finish this, baskets and beignets, and it comes out on the 23rd. It's book 27. So today is the 21st? So by the time I finish this one, the next one will be out. I think I'm going to listen to those 2. And then I'm going to listen to The Smile Beach Murders, which is Peter's book club for, book for August, or for July. Okay, speaking of this, so we just got done with the book club. Stacy was in the book club. Stacy, I know, is using her husband's Facebook to come live in the Facebook group. I don't know if that's because she doesn't have her own Facebook or whatever. Stacy said at the very end, she said she DM'd me. Stacy, I cannot find your DMs anywhere. On Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. I don't see them anywhere. So can you email me if you're watching this, Stacy? Because I asked Stacy for some suggestions, because she and I love like the same books. And I said, if there's any thrillers that you're getting ready to read that are brand new, can you let me know what they are? So Stacy, can you email me at either one of the emails that's listed below, and just email me whatever your DM was? That'd probably be the easiest way, because I don't know why it's not showing up in my DMs. Yeah, there's a couple like other people, like I think it was Vic said she sent me a DM. I'm not seeing your DM, or you sent me an email. I never got that email. And my emails don't go to spam. All my emails come through. So I never got that email. I don't know why. The other person, it's interesting because now they're commenting on other videos of mine, that says that they always say the same thing, that like who they used to go to the casino with. And I've said this on vlogs before, and they're like, yeah, I sent you my address. I'll pick you up whenever I go to the casino. I don't know if it's like somebody that I really went to the casino with, or if it's somebody that, is like, I don't know, like acting like they went to the casino. I don't know, but they like leave these full comments, and I always say, every time they like email me, and I never get an email from them. So, and then they'll say like, I DM'd you, or I sent you my information, and I've never once have I gotten information. And like I said, none of my emails go to spam. I have it set so that it doesn't go, none of it goes to spam. So, I'm not really sure where on either one of my emails that I have. So I'm not really sure why I'm not getting those emails that people are saying that they're sending me, when I get emails from all other people that send me emails. I don't know why. So I'm just saying, like, I haven't gotten those emails. So if you've sent me emails, I don't know. But anyway, what was I going to say? So yeah, so I'm going to start, well, I downloaded the book last night. Maybe I listened to the first couple minutes of it. So the Misfortune book I'm going to listen to, and then I'm going to listen to the second Misfortune book, and then the Smile Beach Murders, which is, because I want to listen to it as close to August 1st as possible, so that when it's August 1st, I can turn around and I can do the review of the Peter's Book Club book. Also, I will tell you that for True Crime Book Club, we decided in the book club today that we're going to, for every month going forward, we're not going to only read a book, but we're also going to watch a true crime documentary together. And so for the August, Mel just, I just almost called her Nell, like Nellie Olson. Mel, she just put this up, actually, that for August, the documentary that we picked is the Tik Tok murders on Peacock. I know not everybody has Peacock, but we're just going to have to pick wherever, and, you know, it is whatever. Nikki said it wasn't very good. Tanya loved it. So there's two different, I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I thought I had started watching it, but I guess I haven't. So in the book club live streams, we're going to be discussing the book. That there will also always be a book. So it'll be a book, and there will also be a documentary. So going forward, that's how we're going to do it. And sometimes the books, like if we pick a book that has a documentary that just came out about it, we might do that if it's the same story. Otherwise, the book will be completely different than the documentary. It was fun in the live stream today. There was only like, I think max there was like 12 people, but it was so much fun, and it was really fun talking about the books. I really enjoyed both of the books, but when the Moon Turns to Blood, which was about Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, they didn't honor the victim. She didn't honor the victims. I mean, she hardly ever talked about JJ and Tylee, the two victims. It was really a biography, like I said, of Lori Vallow. And it really wasn't even that much about Lori Vallow. It was mostly about Chad Daybell. But really, it was a historical biography of the LDS Church is really what it was. But since I'm, like, watching so much, like, Sister Wives, and I've watched documentaries about the LDS Church, it was interesting for that reason. But it really wasn't about that case. I mean, at the very end, it kind of tied it up. The other thing that I didn't like about it was that the book came out, I think, like in 2021 or something like that, and the court trial, I mean, she ends it, like, with the court trials. I feel like these people, I want to move this in a little bit closer so I can sit back. Please don't move to the side. I feel like people try to rush out to get these books out. I saw this with, like, the Murdaugh cases, too. I feel like people, like, this is one of the reasons why I do respect Mandy Matney, is because by the time that she put her book out, like, so much of the trials so many of the trials had already occurred. So a lot of these authors put the books out at the time that the trial is happening to, like, because they think that their book's going to get attention. But she stopped that book, like, right when the Chad Daybell trial starts. So you had to Google search, like, what happened to these people. I had already watched the documentary, but I don't know. I give the book 3 stars. I thought the research was done fantastically on the LDS Church, but other than that, I didn't feel like it honored the victims. I didn't even feel like there was any closure to the story, and I don't feel like you really understood the story whatsoever. Mel made an interesting point, too. She said that so much comes out in the trial, so much evidence, that you don't know going into a trial, that makes it interesting for the book as well. So I don't know if she's going to do a follow-up book to that or whatever, but that book was, and if you don't care about the LDS Church, you would care less about that book. I mean, that's the majority of it is about the LDS Church. When a Killer Calls by John Douglas was really interesting. Now, I didn't read the first book. Well, it's the Mindhunter series. I didn't read the first book. But this was about the Sherry Smith case, and it was also, the very end of it is about, well, they talk about a lot of missing people in the book, but Sherry Smith is the majority of the case. And then at the very end, there's this Deborah girl that's 9 years old. I think her name's Deborah May. Her mom's name was Deborah, too. But, like, she's kidnapped and they, like, find her body, like, right away. And it's the way they tie the two cases together is really interesting. But, like, they don't really go in and talk a lot. I mean, I feel like they honor her as a victim, but they don't really go in and talk about her case a lot. The case is mostly about Sherry Smith. And it was interesting. I mean, like, what that Larry, I can't remember his name now, I just looked it up. What he put that family through, especially the sister Dawn, was, like, unbelievable. So that book was really, really interesting. One of the things I loved about the book was that John Douglas talked about profiling the victim, not just profiling the killer. And that was really interesting because I read that in a couple other books, but not really, about the importance of profiling the victim and how the killer picks out the victim and things like that. And so there's a part where he goes into Sherry's room and her parents haven't changed her room at all. And she's got these stuffed animals that she collects because her sister Dawn went to college, and it's like, I feel like it's a koala bear or something now, I can't remember, a kangaroo or a koala bear or something, and it's like the mascot of that school, Columbia, I think is where she goes to school, South Carolina or something, and then, and she's gonna go to school there, and so she collects all these stuffed animals, and there's crosses on the wall, and so he's like, it's very typical of a teenage girl's room, but you can tell there's a heavy religiosity, because they're a very Christian family, and then she collects these stuffed animals, which means she really cares a lot about her sister. She loves her sister. It's interesting, the profiling of the victim as well. And he does it with the little 9-year-old girl, too. And he talks about how he has a daughter of the same age as her when he's doing it, and how he, like, compares, like, her to his daughter, and how he, like, views the parents and what they're going through. It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. That book was really, really good. I gave that book 4 stars. The reason why I give it 4 stars and not 5 stars is because, unlike Columbine, American Predator about Israel Keys, what are other books that we read? Well, I mean, the one about the Golden State Killer, I'll Be Gone in the Dark. One Woman's Obsessive Search, I can never say it. One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer by Michelle McNamara, all-time favorite. Those books, I learned so much about, not just the story, but about myself, about people around me, things like that. Oh, the Mandy Matney book, Blood on Your Hands, that was fantastic too. I gave those books 5 stars because I feel like comprehensively they weren't just a true crime novel. It was more than that. The John Douglas book was fantastic as a true crime book. I mean, fantastic. It's just not a book that I would be recommending to people a year from now. So, finished those books last night. I downloaded, well, this is what happened. I started downloading the Misfortune book, and then it was like taking forever to download. I don't know why. And so I was doing something else while I was downloading it, and then I went inside. I think that's when we were getting ready to watch RuPaul, so I wasn't going to start it because I didn't want, like, you know, the sound to come up and whatever. So I've got that one. I'm going to start that and start getting into that tonight. And then, yeah, that's about it. See, all my ice melted in this coffee. Just the very tops of the ice is left. Not even the tops. You guys are like, Peter, we don't care. Like, how does this mix together with it? Tastes good. It tastes like vanilla. You guys do not care. But I wondered, I was like, how am I mixing the French vanilla with this light roast? I think it's the iced coffee that I have in here. Some kind of iced roast. Anyway. So yesterday was a good day. Took a nap. Then I got up. Listened to some more. No. Oh, I read the graphic novel last night. Sat out here for a little bit. Talked to somebody on the phone. Who did I talk to? Anyway, then I finished Glitch last night. I had half of episode 5. I thought I was done with episode 5, but I had half episode 5 and I watched episode 6. Season 3 of Glitch never needed to happen. I'm going to do a full review of it on my Peter Watches TV channel, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but season 3 was bad. It was not good, and I didn't love how the show ended, if you want to know the truth. All these articles I read, it was like, This candle, by the way, I light it like every night, and look, it just does not burn down. It smells so good. Oh my god, it smells like... The hotel is in Monte Carlo in Las Vegas. I haven't told you guys that somebody said that and then I figured it out. It smells exactly like walking in the Monte Carlo. This is a good candle though. What's the brand? Somebody sent this to me. Palm Springs Oasis. I don't know what the brand is. Does it say on here? Oh, it's Target brand. I didn't know that. Anyway, it burns really slow. And the whole front porch smells like it. I gotta trim my beard. My beard is getting long. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see when I get up. But, oh. Yeah, yesterday and today, I'm just filming my vlog. So, I'm gonna relax tonight. Alex is upstairs. He's so excited about Love Island. So, when I get done with this, I'm probably gonna take a nap. Or maybe I'll read a little bit and then take a nap. We'll see. I mean, I'll be done with this. I won't be, even if I vlog for like 45 minutes or something. It's only 5:51 right now, so if I lay down at like from like 8 to 9:30 or something like that, because then he'll be like watching Love Island, and then get up and watch my shows. I don't think I have anything tomorrow. I have therapy. Do I have therapy on Tuesday, or is it on Wednesday or Thursday? I feel like I have therapy on Tuesday this week. I think he said he's not doing Mondays anymore, which is why we moved marriage counseling to Tuesdays. I think I have therapy on Tuesday this week. So yeah, my thighs is the first thing that's going crazy. Okay, second thing is HOA drama. You'll want to know about... Okay, so what I was going to say about tonight. So tonight, I'm going to get up... Oh, I know what I started watching last night. So I finished Glitch, and then I stayed up again way too late. I started watching Homicide Los Angeles, which I did a whole video review of Homicide LA. I'll probably finish it tonight. Homicide New York was about like 5 different detectives, coroners, different people that work. I think there was a coroner in there, but anyway, detectives, all in this like investigative team that solved crimes like in the 80s and 90s. It was really, really well done, and I felt like highlighted the victims well. I thought the stories were interesting. It was really interesting hearing how it affected them as police officers and teams. I'm only like into the second episode, and I'm going to start it over from the beginning because I was like on my phone. I try not to be on my phone, but I was so bored, if you want to know the truth, watching it last night. The first one is about the Phil Spector case, okay? I've like seen stuff about it. I've read the articles through the years. It's a very, very sad case. I feel like I've read enough about it. These are all high-profile cases that they're doing in Homicide LA. It's interesting because one of the detectives in the first episode, he goes, when you think about Los Angeles County, you think about Hollywood and famous people, but not all crimes are about that. But the first 2 crimes are about that. The first one's about Phil Spector killing that woman. What was her name? Lana Chambers or something like that. And the second case is about, and she was like an actress and all this kind of stuff. Like she was like in TV shows and whatever. They kept on showing her in like... Do you guys remember that show, Remington Steele? I feel like it was that they kept on showing her in. But anyway, in some other movie, Barbarian movie. And then, or TV show. The second one is about a race car driver. It's interesting because it's like they do these high-profile cases. And like O.J. Simpson's attorney was Phil Spector's attorney before he got another team of attorneys. It's like, that wasn't how the Homicide New York was. The Homicide New York was about... They weren't like they were high-profile cases, but they weren't celebrity cases. I'm not, to be honest with you, super interested in the celebrity cases. I think it's a whole, I think that's a whole different genre of true crime that you could like do a whole TV series just about celebrity cases. I think that has been done, right? I really thought, and maybe it does the last 3 episodes, I really thought it was going to get into like... the cases that were in New York were so specific, and like the woman that went missing in like the apartment building or the office building, and like how they found her. They were just like regular people that their crimes were like high profile. That's kind of really what I loved about the show. This is not that. And so The second one's like a race car driver, and anyway, it's his son is the one that starts talking about it and whatever. I'm interested in it, but I kind, to be honest with you, on the case, the heels of the Phil Spector case, I was kind of like, okay, another one of these. And so he and his wife get murdered, and so I got like 5 minutes into it, and I was like, I looked up and I was like, okay, you need to go to bed. So I think I need to start that one over. I think the Phil Spector case was trying to like pull the audience in. I'm not that interested in that case. I mean, it's a sad case for that woman, but I also feel like I've read so many articles about that case. The other cases, like in Homicide New York, I didn't know anything about any of the cases. So like the Phil Spector case, I feel like they referenced it a lot in a lot of true crime stuff that I've read, and articles that I've read, books I've read, and things like that. So yeah, so I started that last night. Thank you for all your recommendations for TV. The battery stopped. Okay, so somebody said, Peter, recommend a show but don't say Grey's, and then they put me, Grey's Anatomy. The reason why I'm saying not Grey's is, like, this winter I might watch Grey's, but, like, Grey's Anatomy is 20 seasons, okay? I'm already in a show, Sister Wives, where, and I still have, like, Real Housewives of Miami. They haven't, like, set a release date. I don't even think they're filming yet. So I still have like a season and a half of Miami to catch up on. I have like 2.5 seasons of Below Deck Mediterranean to catch up on, and I'm watching the current season right now. And I want to go back and watch Below Deck. I'm watching Sister Wives. I don't even know at this point if I'm going to be able to finish it in time. I'm going to binge watch the hell out of it, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish it in time by August 20th when season 19 comes out. And so I don't need another show right now that's like that. The thing is like, and I'm so glad that people encouraged me to keep on watching Sister Wives and said, like, you know, some of the seasons are better than others and whatever. I just gotta get through this season, I think. But, like, I really do love Sister Wives. The problem is that I just feel like I have so far to go in it. But I am still really interested in it and still really obsessed in it. I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm gonna keep on watching it. I know when I get caught up and I'm watching this newest season, I'll be happy that I got caught up on it. And the thing is, if I don't get caught up on it, I won't want to watch season 19. So I've got to get caught up on it. This is like good for me. This is going to sound so corny, but I need to go in and I need to count all this episodes and see how many episodes I have to watch. I did this with Vanderpump Rules, and I have to see how many episodes I have to watch. I think I did it with 1,000 Pound Sisters too. I need to go in and see how many episodes. I have 12 or 13 episodes or seasons to watch, including season 6 over the next month. I mean, it comes out in less than a month. I gotta go in and see how many episodes I need to watch a night, because then it's like assignments, right? TV assignments. But yeah, I am gonna continue to watch Sister Wives. So, and I don't want to, I mean, people are always like, well, you can skip this season. I'm not skipping seasons. Like, I want to watch it all the way through, you know, if I want to watch it. So, but I'm kind of into this thing where I'm really loving watching thrillers and stuff like that. So that was last night. I watched Glitch, and then I watched Out of Homicide LA. I'll probably finish, so I got 4 episodes of that tonight. I'll probably finish that. Oh, I didn't watch The Bachelorette last night, so I have to watch that because the new episode comes out tomorrow. My neighbor's texting me, yay. I was going to tell you guys about the HOA drama in a second. Okay, weekly TV. Oh, I finished Glitch last night. Oh, Big Brother's on tonight, so I'll watch Big Brother, but that won't come on until like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then The Bachelorette. Here's my list of shows, but I've watched most of them this week. So I have Sister Wives, Survivor. I'm gonna kind of backburner Survivor for a while. The Bachelorette and Big Brother. So tonight I have to watch Bachelorette and Big Brother. Those will be the 2 shows I watch, and then I'll probably watch Homicide. I'm gonna put this on the list, actually. I thought I put it on here already. Homicide LA. And then I'm on season 2 out of 5, or episode 2 out of 5. So I might finish that tonight, and then if I finish all that, it depends on if I take a nap or not. I'm not going to take a walk, because like I said, I have to give my thighs a break. But if I finish that, then I'll go in and I'll watch Sister Wives. Okay, HOA drama. Y'all want to know more misery? The misery of my life. Okay, so I'm now in this like group text deal, right? With myself, my neighbor, the board, and the HOA president, of which the board is not saying anything. It's between me, my neighbor, and the HOA president, okay? And at first I wasn't really getting involved in it because I was like, I'm not going to get involved in this. But she finally responded to my neighbor and was basically like, we changed the pool hours this year because there was a lot of vandalism. The vandalism that occurred like 10 years ago. I don't even know what she's talking about. She talked about people throwing furniture in the pool. That happened like 10 years ago. That was when, like, I mean, I feel like maybe even longer than that. I don't know what she's talking about. She said they changed it because of the loudness. She said, but you can go in any time and swim at your own risk. And so she was like, but we just moved the times from 10 to 9 because there's nobody down there to supervise or watch. And we have to be very careful because there's a lot of teenagers that hop the fence and go in there and things like that. And I'm like, so the alarms don't go off? Because the alarms are monitored by, like, motion sensors. And so I responded very nice, like my neighbor. She's like, I mean, she's in it to win it. I mean, she's asking all these questions about kids at the pool and this. I'm glad she's asking, right? And none of the rest of the board is saying anything in there. And this woman's like, well, we decided. And I said, well, who's we? Because there was no notification put out. There was no message we got no email. There was no, like, letters in our mailbox saying that we decided. Who decided this? And she didn't respond to that. And so then my neighbor, like, went in. And she was like, these decisions are being made about things that I pay a lot of money for my HOA fees. And we're not being consulted about this. So she's not really answering any of the questions. And so finally I just was like, because I just want to know if I could swim or not. Because she's like, she said it like 2 or 3 times. She was like, you can swim at any time you want to swim at your own risk. Well, that already says it up at the pool. And she's like, the pool hours have been moved to 10 to 9. She's like, I couldn't find any paperwork that said 11. She was like, but we moved it from 10 o'clock to 9 o'clock because of noise. There's nobody that goes up there at the pool. I don't know who they're complaining about because the one person that sits there, her dad used to do the pool, and she was up there the other day. We were talking to her and her son. She's like, I think it's ridiculous that they closed it at 9 o'clock. She's the one that's closest to the pool. The other person is, like, far away from the pool. So I don't know who she's talking about, who they consulted about the pool. But nobody else on the board is saying anything about it. And they're all, like, in this group text. So my neighbor keeps on asking all these questions. So finally I was like, after she wouldn't respond to the we, I said, who's we? Because we didn't get it. She wouldn't respond to it. I said, okay, so thank you. I said, thank you for your clarification. And I said, because I'm not going to just let my neighbor, I'm not going to hang her out to dry and just let her be the only one, right? So I was like, so I texted her before I went to brunch. I said, okay, I'm in it now. And so that was when I started asking her questions. You can tell she's, like, starting to, like, get real frustrated because one of the things my neighbor said is you're closing the bathrooms an hour and a half before the pool closes. And she said something in there about a volunteer. We are up there. The only person that comes up there to close the pool is her husband. We see her pull her husband, like, drive up, and her husband gets out of the car, and then he closes the bathrooms. It's when it's convenient for them. All of this is about the convenience of them, right? Whatever, that's fine. Just come out and say it. I don't understand why that's an issue. Like, it's more convenient to us. We go to bed early. If you guys want to go in there, go in there. We'll give you a key and whatever. So I finally said, she and I both volunteered to manage the pool this summer. We both offered to do this, and that wasn't necessary. You guys said that there was no necessity. If you want to if you guys would be willing to keep the pool open later and manage the restrooms, we will close the restrooms. I said all this in there. Again, like in the email that was sent out, when they said that wasn't necessary, they didn't want our help, she said, I'll keep that in mind. We don't need that, right? Well, you're closing the bathrooms an hour and a half early, okay? You're closing the pool down an hour because it's convenient for you. We've now given you a resolution to it, and you don't want our help. But she's going to keep us in mind. So I said to her, so you're telling us that we can swim up there anytime. So does that mean we can swim after 9 o'clock? What about the alarm? She hasn't responded to it. You can see she's read it, but she hasn't responded to it. So what about the alarm? And now I feel like we've kind of, like, screwed ourselves because if they change the alarm now to 9 o'clock, when we've been swimming in there past 9 o'clock because we know the alarm doesn't go off till 10, I don't know. I do not know. I have no idea. So I'm just, like, real frustrated with it. But I'm also kind of trying not to let it, like, like, really, like, get me down. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So anyway, that's the HOA drama. Oh, the other HOA drama, I don't even know why she and I are in this group text. Okay, there's all these different group texts. Okay, this is actually, nobody cares about the pool. There's other people than the board. There's like the old president that's like walks by every day with his wife. I always say are my favorite neighbors. They're involved in this group text too. I don't know why. The other people than the board, but it's not like the whole neighborhood. I don't know why she put us in this, because I haven't played tennis on the tennis courts in years, and I do not play pickleball. But apparently, y'all think we're bad complaining about this. So my neighbor across the street, he was telling me, because he plays in the pickleball league, and he said people are really, really pissed. Because the majority of the neighborhood, there's like one person in here that plays tennis, okay? Everybody else in here plays pickleball. And so, and hardly anybody's playing pickleball this year. It's the pickleball league. And so they wanted both of the tennis courts, the lines. They did one tennis court where they like came out and like painted the lines for pickleball lines. They wanted both of the courts done. I don't know why it really makes a difference, because you can play tennis on with the pickleball court lines on there. I don't know why it really makes a difference, especially since more people in the neighborhood are using the courts for pickleball instead of tennis. I mean, you can still play tennis on a court that has pickleball lines on it. So it's not like it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand the issue. But I know it wasn't my neighbor that complained, because other than their 3 seasons room, they'll gossip about stuff, but they don't ever like take stuff and complain about it. But he was telling me, I think there was like 8 people in the league, and he said that they were like, all the women, because it's like him and like 7 women, he said they were like really frustrated because they asked the board to paint the other court, and the board said no, we won't do it, because that one court needs to be reserved for tennis. Well, there's no reason why you can't. He was telling me the whole thing like a week ago. Well, now, I don't know why, but she and we're like getting such a kick out of it, because we have no idea why we're involved in this text message. So I don't say anything, but she keeps on saying stuff like, somebody will respond. I mean, they're getting really heated. And so neither one of us play pickleball or tennis, but she'll respond and she'll say, this is really interesting. How did that decision get made? So funny. So what somebody did the other night, this was like 2 nights ago, because this is when the text message, I think we got put in there because I think she thought that like, she got confused with the pool text messaging or something. I don't know. I feel, in all honesty, I feel bad for her. Like, all she would have to say is, you guys take care of the pool. I don't want to mess with it. Y'all want to open and close the pool. You guys want to deal with the pool company. I'd be like, yeah, we'll do all of it. She'd say, fine. I mean, this is the need to constantly micromanage shit that this board does. It's like, we asked, like a year ago to be the pool committee. There's an email where the old president emailed her and said, you know, Peter and his neighbor totally offered to take care of the pool the whole summer, organize the volunteers, talk to the pool company, any problems with the pool they would take care of, blah, blah, blah. They would open and close the pool. They would make sure the safety of the pool. They would ask people if they were members up there, whatever. That was one of the reasons why I don't do it. Because we're not going to have any, but what they said was, but they also want to decide when the pool opens and closes. Well, they didn't want that, okay? And so her husband responded and was like, there's no need for that. Okay, well, now you're complaining about the pool, and there's no need for that. So, this, you know, I don't know what to tell you. We gave you a full solution of what we would do. So now this whole tennis thing, the pool thing will be settled, but now the tennis court thing is hilarious, because somebody went down there like 2 days ago. Okay, you guys know the average age is like 65 to 90 in here, right? The fact that somebody did this in the middle of the night cracks me up. Somebody went down there in the middle of the night and they taped the pickleball court, okay, with some kind of tape that you like, it's like tape that you lay down to paint over. So they have to paint the courts or something like that. And they are pissed about it, okay? If they laid it on the other court. I mean, I do understand it, but they're like saying that it's vandalism. It's obviously not vandalism. It's obviously somebody in the community that wanted the court it's somebody on the pickleball league, because the pickleball league was all bitching about it. This is a big HOA drama right now. Nobody cares about the pool. Nobody cares about the pool at all. You know why? Because nobody in the neighborhood uses the pool. It's all people outside the neighborhood and the grandbabies of the people that live in the neighborhood. Nobody cares about the pool except for she and I, okay? And maybe my neighbor over there in the corner. But nobody cares about the pool. But they care about that pickleball court like nobody's business. Somebody also, like, where there were some flowers, they took certain flowers down. This is another thing. I just know this from talking to people in the street. There must be some other text thread going on with this because I'm not included in this one. But they took some plants down somewhere in the neighborhood, some flowers, and somebody replanted them with somebody else. And it wasn't the landscaping manager that did it. It was just somebody else was like, oh, these plants are dying, so they like went and bought plants and they're so pissed because it was like, I think it's the guardhouse, something with the roses or geraniums that I referred to the other day. I didn't really understand it until I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it was on my walk, and they said, no, what happened was that they like replanted. They had like rose bushes. I didn't even know that they had plants. I mean, I knew they had plants around the guardhouse, but I didn't know. But apparently it was like whatever plants they had, which I think were rose bushes, they like pulled them and, hey, how are you? She's in the pool text right now because she's an old member of the board. She could less be bothered, and she lives right next to the pool. And she told me, she's like, you guys are never loud. I never hear you guys up here. She's so sweet. And so, but this person was telling me yesterday when I was talking to them, real gossiper in the neighborhood that I hardly ever see, but real gossiper. Whenever they see me, she's always like, oh my God, I've got a couple things to tell you. So apparently the guardhouse, they have all these plants they do around there. This is part of what our HOA fees go for. Somebody pulled up these plants, but like, cause they were dying, and I think they were rose bushes, and they replanted them with like geraniums or something. I don't even know what they were. I looked at them last night. They look pretty. Well, somebody's pissed because but nobody was keeping up the plants before. So like, that's a huge issue in the neighborhood right now. And then, this was another issue too. So when I didn't know, I was not aware that our lakes have names, but each one of our lakes have names. This was so funny. Me and my neighbor should do a whole video about this. If you guys want my neighbor and I to do a whole video, you want to see somebody get heated? She gets so heated about this stuff. I live for it, okay? So, we're in this text message thing, right? With all the board members, all these people in the pool, that old board members, new board members, and nobody's talking except for the president, she and I, and I'm hardly talking at all, right? And so when she's talking about, this was during brunch today, this one came up. So while she's talking about the reasoning behind closing the pool earlier, she said, there's a lot of vandalism going on in the neighborhood. She said, for example, not my neighbor, the president. And she's real nice. I just think she's over her head. I just don't think she can handle any of it. And so she's just like real frustrated with it, you know? I have a feeling, because one of my neighbors told me, she was like, I think she's just real like done. She doesn't want to be the president anymore. Then just step down, let somebody else do it if you don't want to do it. I mean, it is a lot of work. I'll take it on. Make me HOA president, you know? But anyway, so, and I think people constantly complain about just the most petty stuff. We get this newsletter, and like the newsletter is literally like 8 pages front and back, like single, like line space. I mean, the things that they address in this newsletter is like things you would never even think about. But anyway, she said the vandalization or the vandalizing that's going on in our neighborhood. She said, for example, there was a stray rowboat floating on, I don't even know what the lake was called. Like she named the lake, and she said for 2 or 3 nights, I think she said, it was like a stray rowboat. It was just floating. That's vandalism in our neighborhood, okay? My neighbor responded, and she goes, that was a boat in a lake. We're talking about the pool. And she goes, and I don't even know what lake you're referring to. I didn't even know our lakes had names in this neighborhood. It's so funny because people all the time will be like, oh, well, over there on, you know, like Beach Tree Lake. And I'm like, what lake are you talking about? That lake over there? That pond? That pond that's maybe like, you know, I don't know, half a mile across to either way. I mean, not even, right? It cracks me up. When I was on my walk last night, there were these 3 kids, these 3 boys that looked like they were like my nephew's age. So he's like 11. So like, I don't know, 11, 12, something like that. Oh my God, these people were like trying to run these kids out of this neighborhood last night on their bikes. And they're like getting their tackle boxes, and they're like, and they had like, this kid had caught a fish. And like, why does he have caught a fish? This guy comes running down the street. I'd never seen this guy before. He's like, you kids are not supposed to be fishing in here. And these kids are like, this kid's got on his bike, he's got this fish, just like sunfish, okay? On this hook, I felt so bad for this kid and the fish, on his like he's got the fish on the fishing pole. This is when I was like coming back in. The second time I was coming around, he's got his fish on the hook, on the fishing pole, on his bike. He's running away, and the fish is just flopping, okay? He's got this fish he just caught on the thing, and they're running these kids out of the neighborhood. They don't want these kids to fish in the neighborhood. By the way, I just want to say thank you to all of you out there that thought it was sweet that I said those kids just tell them Grandpa Peter said you can fish. I'm telling all the kids in there. I think it's nice. I think it's nice. I mean, would we rather have kids, like, in here vandalizing the pool, you know, or doing drugs and drinking and stuff like that? Like, let these kids stay kids, you know what I mean? If they want to fish, they're ponds, they're fully stocked. We pay a shit ton of money to stock these ponds every year. And I don't see anybody in the neighborhood fishing in it at all. Like I said, there's like this one couple. They have like this insanely large fishing boat, and they go out there and they like fish for hours on end, apparently. It's like they're the only ones I've ever seen fish in this neighborhood. And they don't want kids to fish in the neighborhood. I mean, there's signs up, wooden signs, okay, that say fishing only by adults and stuff like, I mean, it's ridiculous. I'll have to show you one of them. There's one right over here. And so, like, whenever they have kids out here fishing, like, I do understand this. Like, my friend that walked by the other day, I think I talked to her on video, and she and I just caught up. Like, she lives on one of the lakes. And so, she came out one day, and there was, like, two kids, like, two boys, like, fishing out behind her backyard, right? It's literally her backyard, okay? And so they started getting really nervous. And she's like, no, I don't care that you guys fish out here and stuff like that. And so the next day she came out and it was like 6 of them with coolers. I don't know how many of them, 6 or 8 of them with like coolers and like lawn chairs. She's like, okay, this is enough. She was like, I said you two could fish. She was like, but she didn't really want to say anything. And then she called I mean, the whole thing was a mess. And it happened to her like 3 different times with like different groups of kids. Because she's like perfection place to like fish, I guess. But man, anytime they fish off there's another bridge over here, like when you're coming in, and there's a bridge over there. And there's a bridge over there, there's 3 bridges. Anytime they're fishing off the bridges, which is usually where they fish, I mean, the neighborhood goes crazy. Like, they don't want the kids fishing in here. I'm like, it's homey. It feels like summer, you know, when you see kids fishing in a pond. They're always super friendly, too. The kids are always really, really nice. They're not cussing or anything like that. You know, they're always really friendly. When I've walked by them, or, like, when they're, like, fishing, whatever, I'll be, like, catching anything, and they're, like, they get real nervous. They're, like, I know we're not supposed to be, I'm always like, I don't care if you're fishing. I think it's nice that you're fishing. Catch something, you know? I don't know. My neighbor's the same way. They go, I don't know why are we spending all this money to stock these fish in this pond? And then people went crazy about it. So there was this whole HOA letter that this was ridiculous. I should read this to you guys. There was this whole HOA letter they sent out about what kind of fish they stock. All the way from like the bottom feeder fish that are cleaning out the ponds, and they aren't meant to be caught, and that you have to know not to catch those fish because the kids don't know that they're not supposed to be catching them. Who is trying to catch some sucker fish, okay? Like, trust me, anybody that knows how to fish knows that they ain't gonna catch no sucker. You don't want to catch no sucker fish. They're gross as hell anyway when you look at them, right? But then there's like all kinds of like catchable fish that they have in here. I mean, I'm a vegetarian anyway. I'm not all about that, right? But like, let the kids fish. I don't understand what the big deal is about it. It's not like there's 30 kids on a bridge. It's literally like every day, like maybe 4 or 5 kids in here. It's not a lot. And they always run them out. They're always running them out. You always see somebody like screaming down the road and kids running down with like fishing poles in the back of their bikes, like going crazy, like the mean neighbors. And then they wonder why people are vandalizing and stuff in here. Well, if that's happening, it's probably those kids retaliating because they're pissed. You know what I mean? It's craziness. They get so pissed about stuff. What other HOA drama is going on about the neighborhood? I'm like looking to see. It's funny because we have these plastic mailboxes. My cousin said the other day, we were driving by that house that I wanted her to buy, but she said because of 50 million reasons she couldn't buy it. But she said, well, the first thing I'd be changing is the mailboxes in here if I was the HOA president. See, if Caroline moved in here, because Caroline is our HOA president, okay, but she doesn't have this kind of stuff to deal with because she doesn't live in a condo association. It's just a neighborhood. But this is how, like, Caroline deals with it. Like, Caroline's the HOA president where she lives, and so she said this woman keeps on emailing her about needing to, like, new chairs for the pool, because the chairs for the pool. She's like, we do need new chairs for the pool. We just don't have money for it in the budget. And she said, this woman keeps on emailing me about it. And I said, what'd you say? And she goes, I told her we don't have money in the budget for it. And she said, well, what if I come up with blah, blah, blah? And she said, do it. She said, come up with, you know, cheap price of what it would cost for next year. She said, it's already too late in the summer. And she said, and then put up a, you know, projected like what it would cost each household, and she goes, and we can send that out to vote. She goes, I can tell you right now, nobody's going to vote on it. Nobody's going to pay $20 a month or $20 extra to put new pool chairs because the majority of the neighborhood doesn't use the pool. She's like, but yeah, I'm totally down for that. She was like, if you know people want to, this is the total amount. She's like, pool chairs are expensive though. She was like, she's like, but if you want to do all the work, do it. She's like, will back you 100%. Like, it's really not that hard. But Caroline was like, the first thing I'm gonna be doing is getting rid of these plastic mailboxes, which I forgot that my mom's, like, one of them, like, fell down and she had to replace it. It was so expensive. She was so pissed about it. They are ugly as sin, though. They really are. But people are always complaining about the mailboxes and wanting to redo the mailboxes. They're always sending these letters out. You have to vote. It's like, I feel like they missed the vote by, like, 1 or 2, because people in the neighborhood, they're like, the neighborhood's so cute. Why can't we just have, like, our own mailboxes? They want it all to be the same. Then why can't we have wood mailboxes? Wood mailboxes, I mean, this is, like, a huge topic for conversation. Okay, wood mailboxes break easier. They don't last as long, so we have these plastic atrocities that look so ugly. There's my neighbor over there. What are you cooking? He don't hear me. Well, oh, there you are. What are you cooking? What are you? I was talking about you. I was talking about the drama with the pickleball court lines. Somebody going up there and taping them in the middle of the night.
Talk to me about that. I was pissed.
Oh, we'll talk about it off camera later. Did you hear that? He said, I'm pissed. What are you having for dinner, though?
Shrimp sausage, the shrimp boil, but it's on the grill.
Okay, that sounds fun. Well, enjoy.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that another time.
Okay. So I'll talk to you about that another time. See, he's pissed. Because what they're going to end up doing is they're going to end up closing down the courts. Because they're going to say, if you guys can't see, it's just like they treat us like a bunch of kids in this neighborhood. He's pissed about it. Because he loves to play pickleball. And he's like, they're going to end up closing down the courts. Because they're going to say, if you guys can't. It's just ridiculous. They should just pay in the courts. I don't understand it, what the big issue is. But anyway. The landscapers, that's another huge issue. People are so pissed about it because we got these new landscapers this year. They're really nice. They're very, very nice, but they're very slow. It's actually, I thought it was like 2 guys with a lawnmower is kind of how they you know, fed it to us, but really, what's the word I was looking for? Not sold it to us. It's kind of how they sold it to us. It's like 2 older guys with a lawnmower. It's not that. It's a guy that lives outside the neighborhood that's older. And he retired and he like started a landscaping company. It's all younger guys. I mean, they're all probably like 25 to 30. And, but the thing is that they're out here for 2 days instead of 1. The company before had so many people that they were like out here in half a day and they were gone. It's 2 days, and the majority of the time, it appears to me that they spend just blowing stuff that doesn't need to be blowing. But here's another one of my complaints I just want to say. When I bought this mulch, okay, they told me that this was the darkest mulch and that when it rained, it would look black. It is so pale right now. It looks like bark off of a tree. I'm real over it, if you want to know the truth. And I have like 9 million weeds to pick, but it'll literally take me a half an hour to pick them. I'm just too lazy right now. I should probably pick them tonight. Put in my audiobook and pick them tonight. I got my hair cut last week. Did I even show it in a video? Somebody said something about Peter's hair is so nice. I didn't think it would look so nice without a hat on. Just don't ever do it. Look how she's sticking out right there. What did I used to call her? I don't remember what I used to call her. Does anybody remember what I used to call her? Anyway. Did I tell you guys that when we went out to dinner last week, I'm always like, if we go out to dinner, I try to do my hair to look nice and whatever. And on Friday night when we went out to dinner, like, there was like one of Alex's good friends, her boyfriend, had a hat on, and I was so pissed. I was like, I thought we were like going to this nice restaurant, and then we went to this restaurant, and there was like all these guys in there that had hats on. Nobody really dresses up that much for dinner anymore, even to like really fancy restaurants. And then the second night, I knew that he never wears a hat, her friend's husband. But the other guy, the other couple that didn't end up coming, I thought he usually dresses pretty casual. He's a doctor, but he usually dresses pretty casual. And so, like, when he goes out to dinner and stuff like that. And so, I thought for sure he would be casual. So, I was going to wear a hat, Did I wear a hat the second night? Why do I feel like I did not wear a hat the second night? Now I don't remember if I did or not. Did I take a picture of myself that night? Okay, so I'm looking for these coats. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's like the coat that Judd Nelson wore. Do you see that? What do you think about that for a winter coat? You can get them on Amazon for like $45, you guys. I mean, I'm sure they're not really nicely. Or you can get them like Brooks Brothers for $898 or Burberry for $3,000. No, thank you. So, and is this true or is this false? I saw this like on the Facebook that the new Dance Moms is starting. Is that really true on August 7th on Hulu? Come on now. And I like these shoes. This is what gets me into the trouble, if you guys want to know. And then I found this shampoo and conditioner that's by California Born Hair. Has anybody heard of that? I'm thinking about buying that shampoo and conditioner. And then... Ooh, the camera stopped right as I was showing this purse. Oh, Tia's gonna be so happy that I went over an hour. Somebody asked me if I watched Damsel yet. No, I haven't watched Damsel yet. See, I never should have committed to watching that movie. I will watch it by the end of the summer, I promise. Even if Alex won't watch it with me, I'll watch it. I'll have to tell you what I really want to watch, because one of the books, I think it was the When a Killer Calls, they kept on referencing the Son of Sam case and like his psychological motive behind it. And so, like the investigation into it. I think it was that case. It was at the beginning of that they started talking about it. And so I finally found out that they have the movie. It's not on Tubi. I think it's on Amazon. And I think it's for free on Amazon. Or you have to, I don't know, even if I have to rent it. I probably have a screenshot somewhere in here. Because I was like, I want to watch it. So I'm also going to watch the Son of Sam movie one night this summer. So probably. But anyway, look at these cut epoxy purses. I think it could kind of pass for a messenger bag. Maybe not. Here's the Shy Wolf 6 months. See, this is what I do, and then I can delete that because I already bought that. This is my screenshots of stuff that I go through that I want to keep, that I want to look at. Let me see if there's anything else interesting that I screenshot. Movies that I was going to pick. Well, I don't want to show them to you because I might pick them for Peter's Movie Club. Is anybody watching Peter's Movie Club with me? Up here, see? Rush. I screenshot that. That's the movie for this week for Peter's Movie Club. In case you didn't know. Why did that just go? Oh.
Hey, what's the idea of getting my husband all upset?
Listen, I'm on camera right now, so don't say any names. Don't say anything that's going to get, you know... What did I get your husband all heated about? The pickleball court lines?
Yes. Uh-huh. Go ahead and work.
Is he really upset with me?
No.
He's kidding.
Okay.
I'm not upset with you. He just got him all stirred up again over the issue.
Over the issue. People are pretty upset about it.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him.
What are you doing? Are you gardening?
No, getting ready to eat dinner.
What are you having with your boil?
Green beans.
Did you guys go to the farmer's market this week?
Uh-huh.
Did you get pie?
No, I didn't. Because I made some peach shortcake for this.
Oh, you made peach shortcake. Because I noticed that you haven't asked me in a couple weeks if I wanted any pie from the farmer's market.
Oh, you want some next week?
Yeah, I'll get you some money.
Okay, well, I'll invite you next week.
And tell everybody what we're doing this week together. What are we doing?
We are having a garden tour.
We're having a garden tour. She's got it where she wants it. I think maybe next year, if you move it even further, a little, maybe 2 inches out, you might even hit the street. I think it's doubled in size since last year.
No. Yeah, I got water here after dinner.
Now next year, are you going to put in a Ferris wheel and a roller coaster?
Yeah, sure.
It's like Busch Gardens over there.
Yeah, pool.
And a pool. A wave pool.
So you can come over and swim.
Oh, I'd love it if you had a pool. I'd come over and swim every day.
I know you would.
You told me to put a pool right in my front yard.
Yeah.
She told me to put, she goes, if you put a, what?
It's time to go eat.
Have fun. She told me, she said, if you put a pool in your front yard, I go, I'd swim in that pool. And I go, why wouldn't you go down the neighborhood pool? She goes, all those people with their grandbabies, those grandbabies pee in that pool. She goes, I'm not getting in that pool with all those kids peeing in it. She's so funny. I love her. he's so pissed about it for two different reasons. One, because of the ridiculousness of them not, like, just painting the courts. But number two, now somebody going down there and taking it into their own hands, he feels like has messed it up for everybody else that loves the pickleball courts. And so he, you know, I mean, we're all rule followers in here. So he's like, I wish, you know, that, anyway. So he and I are going to talk about it later, but I feel bad for him. Because now they're talking about, like, possibly, like, suspending the pickleball league. It's just ridiculous. It never needed to get to this point. It's like when I was going back and forth, I was like, with her, and not with her, but with she and I, were like, because she said we decided to change the pool hours. I'm like, who's we? I didn't get any notification about that. Like, you guys have no problem putting notices in our mailbox, like, literally every other day about shit we have to vote on. Why didn't you feel like that was something that was important to vote on? In all honesty, I'm kind of glad they didn't, though, because most people would probably vote for the pool to close at 6 because they don't even use the pool, so they don't even really care. Anyway, what's the other hot HOA drama in the neighborhood? Oh my God, my neighbor down there the other day, she is so into gardening. So she flipped this condo. She's like my age, and she lived on a huge farm, and then she bought this condo. We were talking about it the other day. She's the one that had her niece. So she flipped this condo. The condo is so cute. But she, like, the two of them are, like, really into plants, and they, like, bonded over plants. And so, like, inside plants. But she's also into outside plants. And so she put in all these bushes and stuff this year. Well, they put these things in our mailbox that say, like, do not prune if you don't want your stuff pruned. And she was, like, on vacation that week, and she was, like, gone, and they, like, pruned all these new bushes that she had put in, and she's so pissed. Like, they pruned them, like, all the way down. And she was like, they did not need to touch that. She was like, I wasn't even here to, like, put on my thing, like, do not prune. That was, like, a big issue. A lot of people have talked about that they weren't here, and they came out and they, like, pruned this stuff anyway, and they're only supposed to prune in the spring and in the fall. It's like, I mean, guys, just, like... I know it sounds crazy, but in all honesty, it's so much fun to talk to about it, because people are like, they get so heated, and they're like, I mean, you each have your own issue, right? Like, mine's obviously the pool. But when people you're like, oh, seriously? They did not. Yes, can you believe it? They came and they pruned out here. They're not supposed to prune in July anyway. Anybody that knows about pruning, you don't prune in July. You prune in April. Really? I didn't know that. How did you know that? Well, I've been pruning trees for 20 years. And if you knew anything about pruning trees, then you would know that you don't prune trees, okay, in the middle of July. It's not good for the trees or the bushes. You prune in April, you prune in September, you don't prune in July. Oh, I never knew that. Seriously? Yeah, you know, but I would run for the board. But if I ran for the board, nobody would vote for me. I know, I feel the same way. It's so funny, the conversations. People get so heated about this stuff. It's literally like, this is one of the reasons why, well, first of all, one of the reasons why I don't love, like, walking, I don't like to wear sunglasses while I walk, and it's still so bright outside. I like it when it's a little bit cooler. But I do like walking during the middle of the day, because I'll walk down streets I wouldn't normally, like, that are, like, heavily wooded and stuff like that. I won't walk down those streets late at night. But during the day, I'm like, my thighs okay? I really want to walk tonight, now that I'm back into my walking thing, but I think I just need to give my thighs a little bit of a break. Oh, the camera's on the halfway mark, so I'm gonna have to stop here in a second. But anyway, it's so funny, like, in this neighborhood, not outside of here, people, they don't even know any of this stuff, right? Past the guardhouse, it's like it's like people talking to me about my shoes. And there's something I wanted to tell you about my shoes. I said yesterday that people were asking me about where I got my shoes. People ask the dogs. I always, like, stop and, you know, talk to people about their dogs. But in this neighborhood, if anybody stops you, they'll be like, oh, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Did you hear about the pickleball court? It's like, it's exactly that, right? It's so hilarious. I kind of live for it, honestly. But anyway, yeah, it's fun. That's kind of like the neighbor. I mean, this is the thing. It's like, that's the neighborliness of the neighborhood. You know, why I love it so much. It's like, I don't know, like, in my old apartment, like, I never, like, really knew my neighbors or anything. And, like, I've talked about that. I feel like I've said this so many times in videos, but it's like why a couple years ago I made a conscious decision that I just wanted to, like, get to know my neighbors, you know, and have relationships with them and stuff like that. So, yeah, I didn't really care about any of them until I started making relationships with them. And now I will say it's, like, greatly improved our living, because Alex knows, like, the neighbors next door, the neighbors on the corner, and, like, when we had the dinner, he, like, loves them and stuff like that. And he knows the neighbors across the street, and the neighbors right here. But, like, outside of this, like, when we go to the pool together, he's, like, I'm constantly introducing him to people and stuff like that. But He also just says, I'll like tell him about the drama. He's just like, he's like scrolling through TikTok. It's like Tanya and her husband. Like, Tanya knows like everything that's going on in her neighborhood, and she'll like sit there and tell Eric, and Eric is like watching some show on TV, and he's like pauses it like, what? What did Sally Joe do? I don't care. You know, it's like my mom, when my mom would call me and she'd say, oh my God, and this woman at church, did you even know, and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. Anyway. Sunday, my favorite day of the week. Maybe I should start an entire channel all about HOA drama. There's like entire channels dedicated to like the villages. Do you guys know this? There's like entire channels dedicated to the villages in Florida and all that kind of stuff. People sharing their experiences about the villages and all that kind of stuff. Where do I hear music? It sounds like an ice cream truck, but it's not an ice cream truck. What is that? Kind of freaks me out. It's like a horror movie in the middle of the day. But anyway, it's Sunday, so I'm going to go and I think I'm going to read a little bit of this book. I'm kind of over this coffee, if you want to know the truth. I've had some before brunch, had some at brunch, had some after brunch during the True Crime Book Club, and then now I'm kind of over the coffee. I had this Crystal Light lemonade, and like I still like need to make a huge batch of it. I made a little bit of it before, but like I need to make a huge batch of it. So maybe I'll do that tonight. And then read a little bit more of these graphic novels and try to finish shows and start the Misfortune book. And then lay down and take a nap. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 6:37. She do. So, Sundays. I love Sundays so much to get relaxed and rejuvenated and refreshed and renewed for the week ahead. So, and tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I have to like figure out my videos for tomorrow. I have no idea. So tomorrow I'm probably going to make videos on my channel. I feel like just like doing like some kind of like, maybe I'll do a rant video tomorrow on my drama channel. I haven't done a rant video for a while. Maybe I'll put that out on my Instagram and be like, what are your complaints? Because I'm getting ready to do a rant video. That's what I'll do. I'll put that up on my, Instagram, and then I'll like read everybody else's complaints. Anyway, yeah, so I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I hope that you guys are getting refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. This is going to be a great week this week. And if nobody else has told you this today, oh, I just said that. Like I said, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your week or weekend if you need to. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. Just do it because it's a nice, right thing to do. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. You might be changing their day for the better. You might be making them happier, and you might be making them feel not so all alone. Also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more. Most importantly, be kinder to yourself and love yourself a little bit more, because if you're kinder to yourself, then you will be kinder to others. And if you love yourself more, then you will love others more as well. Be kind to yourself. If you're going through tough times, I hope they pass soon. Sending lots of positivity and love to you guys. I love you so much, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.